Shalom, O praise unto Yahbashim, Shabashim, Kwahakodash, double honors unto the apostles of great millstone, and honors you brothers to be pushing this truth in sincerity for the four corners of the earth. So this is going to be like a testimonial type video, a video based upon the information that I've been getting from the individuals that the Heavenly Father Yahbashim Shai puts within my immediate presence, based on me just maneuvering within this society of just where we are in the grand scheme of things. And I'd had the opportunity just to go out and sort of let my hair down, so to speak, just have a meal with the people that the Most High's put around me. And just to get a feel of what's happening out there. And it's interesting to see what's really happening out there from the different individuals that you have out there within the different industries that you have. So you've got manufacturers, you've got people that are working as doctors and nurses, and cab drivers, which I've had the opportunity to really interrogate and see what's happening out here, right? And I can say this without a shadow of a doubt, man. This place is done, right? This place is finished, man. This place is finished. Okay, this place is done. All right. What's booming is all the online stuff that's integrated into the MOTB system. That's what's booming, right? So the Amazon game, which when you watch these dystopian movies and these TV programs dealing with the so-called future that Esau's trying to materialize out here within this world, you can clearly see that part of that whole system is that delivery. You pick something up, you click something on the internet and it gets delivered to your house. So that's all part of that system. I believe so, at the very least. I'm speaking as a man. But speaking about the people out there within the I'll say the health system, and hopefully that doesn't flag up on a YouTube. They're certainly saying that this iteration, right, of the C thing, right, is nothing in comparison to what came before. This is definitely something that's at least for the time being, is something that's not as intense. And certainly of the people that I've been around that are within that particular field, they're saying, look, this is nothing but media control. Okay, this is nothing but a media controlled game, right? And it's interesting because here it is, people will say that, but the legislation that's behind all of these different things is changing all the time, right? What's known as emergency powers. Now, what's interesting about emergency powers is basically makes any place that has emergency powers a dictatorship. And when you read the book of Revelations, the 13th chapter, I'll quote it for the time being. But when you read the book of Revelations, the 13th chapter, we see a situation where, for all intents and purposes, you're living underneath a dictatorship. Now, a dictatorship on the right-hand side, underneath Yahweh Shai, yeah, that's a beautiful place to be. But a dictatorship underneath the red Hebrew Edomite Esau, it's a terrible place to be. This dude trying to get you trapped up in your house, man. It's an awful place to be. And to move forward to the last individual that I've spoken about, yeah, the punch, the jab, the left cross, the right cross, okay, the uppercut, right? The whatever you want to call it. I'm hoping, via those examples that I've used, that you get what I'm speaking about, okay? Those boxing terms that I've used, hopefully that's going to pick up. That's not going to pick up on the YouTube, but you brothers, you're at home, you can decipher what's being said. But that uppercut, right? That left cross jab, yeah, that's poison, man. Okay? From all the people that I've spoken about, the one thing that they have in common, whether they be in the field and they are dealing with patients that got this particular infection, everybody comes to the conclusion that this is poison. Everybody's saying the same thing, right? The individuals that are helping people out, they're saying, look, what's happening with the cancer patients. There's no more cancer patients anymore. Nobody's dying from cancer, right? The regular individual that's a cab driver, which really that individual that I spoke to today, which was a cab driver, that was the inspiration for this video, because he said, look, this time last year, business was like booming. And for a lot of these individuals, what you have to understand in terms of businesses, and this lets you know that this might be the last year, man. Lord's will, this is our last year, because we go through too much suffering out here within this kingdom, man. Okay, these demons that jump on people, and you just gotta eat it up. Because some brothers might jump on it, but I'm like, bro, what are you gonna gain? Okay, you're gonna jump on a person for saying something, or you're gonna jump on a person for doing something. But at the end of the day, we ain't gonna win on this side. We ain't gonna win up until Yahweh Shai comes. So when we see the downfall of this kingdom, it's like, yeah, man, Barakatah Yahweh Shai Shai, man. Barakatah Yahweh Shai Shai. Because the downfall of this kingdom is when we can be ourselves, man. You gotta walk around here like a mouse. You're trying to, you're acting weird because you're trying to be a man in a small man's body. It's a fucked up place to be in, man. But at the end of the day, when the Heavenly Father's Son, Yahweh Shai, comes, we're going to be all right. But going back onto this individual that I was speaking to, of the multitude of conversation that I've had in the course of a couple of hours, and you really see the state of play of what's happening out here. It's like, yo, people are through right now. Like small businesses, like the guy that owned a few bars, a few pubs, and he was doing all right 4 or 5 years ago. He's done. He's finished. Okay, he's finished. That guy is through. He's done. That's it. Forget about it. There's businesses, a lot of these businesses, taxi drivers, pubs, restaurants, a lot of these businesses, you got businesses that are profitable for 2 months out of 12. Okay. And that's how they make their daily bread. You got to understand that. You got to understand, in terms of business, in terms of making money, for the vast majority of businesses that you have out there, it's what's known as seasonal. And for maybe half the year, right, 3/4 of the year, you're just operating just in the black. But for 2 months out of the year, you're profitable. You got to realize that. That's what's just been gutted out here within Britain right now. That the businesses that were seasonal for 2 months of the year, right, that they made all their money, they made 80% of their revenue within this time of the month, they're done. I could tell you that for free. They're done. They're finished. Okay? They're finished. Right? Whether it be some little petty change that the government's going to give them, or whether they go bust, yet to be determined. But they're done. They're finished. I could tell you that for free. There's cabs out here right now where the cab, I remember when I was in the world, this time of the year, when I was in the world years and years back, you'd see like cabs. You wouldn't really be able to get a cab this time of the year. That would be damn near impossible. But right now I'm walking through the city. It's like 15 cabs just back to back. Right? Taxis, cabs out here is called taxis. So this place is done, man. This place is done. This man is crashing the system. It's evident, right? Because the middle class, the guys that was a business owner, a restaurant or whatever, cab driver, that's the backbone of a society. Those are determinants of how the economy of the middle class is going. And if you don't have that, if that's not booming, hey, the economy is done, and this man's about to bring the MLTB. So, hey, it's time to pray, okay? But it's time to be hopeful, because what's coming, yeah, it's hard. What's coming after what's hard, it's going to be beautiful. With that, I say all praise unto Yahweh Shai, double honors unto the apostles of Great Millstone, and honestly, brothers, that be pushing this truth in sincerity. Shalom.